because in Nigeria, you had then, as they were saying, the North very dominant in the politics of Nigeria. It's better that we form an independent Biafra. I'm saying you solve the problem by interacting. The same issue has been raised now in Kenya, where people say that you've got the Kikuyus and the Kalenjin, who are currently in government now, and so long as those two act together, then it means the Luos and the Luyas and all these others will forever be excluded from access to power. It's necessary for the Kenyans to engage that issue. I think not to concede the notion that because we have been discriminated in one way or the other, therefore, let us secede. So, you get the drift of what I'm saying. I think we, in terms of even addressing that matter of these colonial boundaries, I think we need to go beyond just here are the boundaries, to say what is it that caused tension in Nigeria such that you had Biafra, and address it as Nigeria. What is it that's caused the tension now in Cameroon, and address it. And I think you find that the matter of the colonial boundary sort of recedes. Now, there was a question about the African Free Trade Area. I think this has been in the perspective, in terms of what I was talking about earlier, about African unity, African integration. This has been part of the thinking for many, many decades, that indeed we need to have this African Free Trade Area. And practically what's happened over the years, as you know, is that what the continent then decided was that we would start with these regional economic communities, SADC and ECOWAS and so on. But always it's been, the view has always been that we build from those regional economic communities to this one African a continental community. So it's a good thing if indeed the negotiations can be concluded so that you have this free trade area, so that people and goods and so on can move on the continent more freely. It's a challenging job. I think all of us saw that from what the media were reporting, there were 44 countries that signed now in Kigali, which means there are 11 who didn't. I'm not sure which one those are, except Nigeria has been mentioned by name. But it means there are continuing negotiations that must take place so that indeed everybody comes into this free trade area. But it is a good thing. But it's not going to be easy in the end. The agreement will be reached, but as I think everybody knows, you'd also face the problem. You can talk about the tariffs and say, okay, let us remove the tariffs, let's reduce them, let's do whatever. Then there's another problem that arises, which is a problem of non-tariff barriers. So that though it's allowed free movement, I know of, I read of an instance in ECOWAS where they were saying that part of the problem is that because you've got free movement of goods and services because of this free trade area, but still the borders are there. And so you will drive a truck, you want to come to the next country, And then you'll find people there who say, I haven't had tea today, and so you must give something. And if you don't, it's going to hold you up. And so I'm saying these non-tariff barriers. So it's going to be a big struggle to get this thing to work, but it is important that it works. That vision about this economic integration on the continent also has had this view that there should be a common currency. Now, this is a rather complicated matter.